Pray for the end even longer coronavirus pandemic. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama Enchi Kame no Kami sama. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama Enchi Kame no Kami sama. We offer our heart of appreciation for love and virtue as we allow to live in this very moment. Currently, a pandemic rapidly spreading through the world. The novel coronavirus pandemic causing much concern, raising anxiety among people and nations. That we offer our hearts and prayer to you for this pandemic to end as soon as possible. Sadly, there are those global lives to be taught of this virus. We put our hands together to pray for the spiritual peace and happiness. We also pray for those who are infected by the virus to quickly recover and heal completely, in order that they continue to contribute to society and the world. We pray for political, economical, and educational reform so that all the anxiety, distracting play we may have in covering will disappear and we blessed with the return of social order. For those suffering in the midst of this pandemic, please allow their hope, faith, and livelihood be restored. That's now more than ever. We commit to renew our hearts and appreciation, having heart of coming, praying for and guiding others. And we all be awakened to the truth that a faith that helps others helps ourselves. Please use us to help you in this global endeavor to end this pandemic and bring peace to this world. It is our sincere prayer that the people of the world, or your children, can not only have peace of mind, but also live happily, safely, in good health. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama Enchi Kame no Kami sama. Ichido Haie Kosalan Plus. Mediation prayer, prayer to page 2. Mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin, sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. When we receive the mediation anew with all hearts and souls, on this day is the very moment. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin sama. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apology be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge your mistakes and omissions, astoundings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. Will call thy forward shortcomings and irreparations from past generations. Guide us amend the way of living to reflect your divine will with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Coming prayer. Reverently we pray. The breeze of heaven, the rations of earth, time flowed with the sea, here to pass with the end. In heaven and earth, the life that nature of. In heaven and earth, the trees the honored of. For thee the one that's born, for thee the one that's who works. Let's pray Kenchi Kami no Kami. Let's pray the divine parent of the universe. Kami love and the care for all humanity. All the rule between heaven and earth, to reveal Kami as the divine parent, the living Kami lives in blessings. Is it the way, in many do not in the way, her lost in greed and selfishness, they suffer the second misfortune to aid the Kami sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered when he tried in his work, but help us in faith and sincerity, and received the Kami great blessing, and began a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami humanity. Humbly we pray, the divine parent which was fulfilled, Konko Daijin accept the God of mediation. Now lead to the mutual benefit of Kami humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounded the lesson of heaven and earth, and leading of the Kami of the night. By night he prayed for those who grieved, seeking salvation for all who suffered, and he did not deny the day. The ear the path in the world changed, it did the waver from his task. The divine task of mediation, that's what giving the secret Tenchi Kakitsuke, the guiding prayer for daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed and blessed to fly universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we give in knowledge of the way, through all the hardship of this world, through pain, body, and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, with a regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. Believing our divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking to rejoice in divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them through the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Coming and fulfilling us, we are fulfilling Kami. May this way mutual fulfillment be manifest in this world. May Kami the wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. We humbly pray, so we earnestly pray. Ikigami. Please by the prayer. Kakemaku mo kasi koki. Ikigami Konko Daijin, Tenchi Kame no Kami no Mimae ni. Wamaku mo totoki. Konko to seishi o wakaru hime. Konko sanjin o ni tatewake no mikoto. Konko shoujin kaneyoshi no kimi. Konko shijin tsurai no kimi. Konko sesukane no kimi. Konko kagami taro no kimi tachi no mimae ni. Kashikomi, kashikomi, momosaku. We have gathered here today on the 14th, 2020 for the monthly service to honor and acknowledge the eternal divine work and purchase presence of Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, who initiated the practice of the Konko faith. Ikigami Konko Daijin was honoring farmer named Bunji Akazawa. He was adopted into the Kawake family, later changed to Akazawa because of the will of his adopted father. He worked hard and became a successful farmer in the village. However, he had also experienced many hardships in life, such as the seventh death of his family, where one brother-in-law, adopted father, 2 sons, 1 daughter, and 2 oxen, whom he considered his family, had died on the same day for 2 straight years. Through these hard times, he was able to meet Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama, our divine parent of the universe, instead of running away from his faith. He became Ikigami Konko Daijin from honoring persons through the practice of faith and by accepting everything Tenchi Kane no Kami's sashimi guidance for reasons. He trusted in Tenchi Kane no Kami and gained the trust from Tenchi Kane no Kami. Therefore, he received the ritual singing of the divine call to found his family in 1859 and decided to devote himself to Tenchi Kane no Kami. He became the principal Toritsuki mediator to save people who had trouble. We extend our deep appreciation for Toritsuki mediation that embraced the problems, cleansing of spiritual soul, and strengthening of prayer. Has been kept by the successive spiritual head of the Konko organization for the past 161 years, and by ministers in local churches. Ikigami Konko Daijin Toritsuki mediation and teaching saved and inspired many people to become a Toritsuki mediator to save and inspire others for Tenchi Kane no Kami return. We're also very appreciative of the indispensable contribution for the Konko faith community by a family of Ikigami Konko Daijin, his successors. Konko Tosei Shoka, the little wife of the Konko Daijin, was the first to follow the practice of Konko faith with Konko Daijin. Konko Sanjin Onitatewaki no Mikoto was the representative of the Konko Daijin for the community. Konko Shojin Kaneyoshi no Kimi, who became a family head at age of 15 for Konko Daijin to retire as a farmer for Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama. Konko Seijin Tsureiki no Kimi, who supported Ikigami Konko Daijin with his brother Hagio through Toritsuki mediation. They have all pursued a true way of life in accordance with the principle of the Konko faith. They have also worked hard in responding to ritual season and to foster the actualization of the divine will. These actions have become the foundation of Konko. Whilst acknowledging Konko Seijin Tsureiki no Kimi, he became the second Konko-sama and performed Toritsuki mediation for 10 years in the same way as Ikigami Konko Daijin. Konko has successfully preserved the divine legacy of Toritsuki mediation. The Konko faith has spread throughout Japan in its era because of many ministers who went to different places for missionary work were raised through the Toritsuki mediation. Konko sister no Kimi took over Konko Seijin Tsureiki no Kimi. He served as the principal Toritsuki mediator from the age of 14 and served the Konko-sama for 70 years. He dedicated his life to the work of Toritsuki mediation and gained divine virtue. He valued every day as a fresh new beginning. His dedication to Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama's principal Toritsuki mediation has ensured the steady growth of the Konko organization. The Konko Mission of Honolulu is one of the churches established through his mediation. He gave revelation of saying Nikodama teaching, Tobukuro Sete Kami no Koro ni, or to be detached from a selfish desire is to be one with Kami's heart. The Konko Mission of Honolulu can exist here today. Konko Kagamidara no Kimi took over Konko Seisan no Kimi as the fourth Konko-sama. He has shared the Jitsuyu Komete Subete o Taisetsu ni, to treat everything with a heart of sincerity and thankfulness. Last level with a sincere heart are the expression of faith, because he has cherished and actualized his faith. He taught us that it is important for us to realize and to be thankful for the daily blessing We have been receiving knowledge and knowledge from Tenchi Kane no Kami. We have demonstrated that appreciation the foundation of all things and of faith life. May the offering placed before you symbolize the expression of sincere appreciation for the indispensable contribution for our Ikigami Konko Daijin in family and Successive for the entire Konko organization. Pray that great humiliation continue to allow the church in Honolulu, Hilo, Waipatu, Waiawa, Hanapepe, and Waikuku, as well as other churches, propagation halls, and Konko faith community throughout the world. In our earnest prayer to receive the divine arrangement for each situation, even hardship, nature, and human-made disasters, and today's economy, we pray for all those who have no shelter for many reasons. And we pray that those people become happy and useful and helpful people for society. Let's pray for the life that they will last for various reasons and have their spirit be guided towards salvation. Let's receive the divine favor and develop a strong relationship with Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama. Understand the ways to pray with Kami-sama. Pray for no car accidents. Hawaii is slowly reopening, but there are some countries such as Russia and Brazil that are still seeing an increase in the number of infected people. Please help human beings overcome this pandemic. Hawaii is not completely cleared of COVID-19 since there are still a few people infected by the virus. But we strengthen our bodies, mind, and spirit so that we don't become sick and can find a way for the economy to all continue to grow for all people in Hawaii. The Black Lives Matter movement is spreading internationally. A founder insisted that all people are beloved children and described the humans as helping people. The great Konko-sama has been praying for world peace and human salvation since he became Konko-sama. May we pray also for no words and no discrimination, but respect our difference as beloved children of the divine parent. Let us develop a deeper and broader understanding of the principle of the Konko faith, that is, practice the true way and eliminate doubt. Be allowed to live in the midst of the divine virtue. Kami is the parent of us all. Faith is the same as showing respect to a parent. Practice faith to receive divine blessing. You should have a heart that would like to be allowed to help troubled people. You can give thanks to Kami by becoming one with the heart of Kami and by spreading the true way of faith by telling others about the blessing you have received. This will make Kami happy. Though people practice faith, they only use Kami. They are not aware of how Kami uses them. Tenchi Kane no Kami uses people. Please allow us to put the teaching into practice in our daily lives. When we continue to practice faith, we develop strong, deeper bond with Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama in the strive for a world where Tenchi Kane no Kami and people uphold each other. 世界の平和と人類の助かり、神と人と愛をかけ合う立ち行くあり方を世界に献献するとのご神願成就のお役に立たしめたまうべ。神導き、神引き立てたまえと、かしこみ、かしこみ、も申す。Now, as you please. 一度共に入り、while also clap together. Recitation of Tenchi Katisuke, prelude to page 6. Recitation of Tenchi Katisuke. Ikigami Konko Daijin Tenchi Kame no Kami Shin ni Negae, Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari, Kongetsu konnichi de kanome. Pray sincerely with all your heart, one with Kami. Kami is a blessing to begin within, heart, grateful, and caring. Yamani joy, look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray. The movement for the mutual fulfillment of Kami and me, pray with supplement page 3. The movement for the mutual fulfillment of Kami and me. I will seek to receive mediation. I will realize the blessings of Kami, live a joyful life of appreciation. I'll be one with Kami, pray for help and to guide others out to life with Kami and people. In praise of Konko Daijin, prelude to page 8. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin sama, reverently we invoke your name. You upon practice a true and indulgent faith. You devote yourself to Kami and walk in blessed divine. Then the world often before you, remembering the truth that Kami needs us, how do we need the Kami? We accepted Kami's wish to give a life to mediation. That's the way mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin was born. Countless numbers are saved, the fever and the burdens were lifted, and the Kami too was fulfilled. The divine will of death revealed. Kami thank the crazy Konko Daijin. Here the path and the world changed. Our sins became one after another. By a steadfast and patient, follow Kami with a question. Finally, revealed the name of Tenchi Kame no Kami. And Tenchi Kame no Kami said, I send Ikigami Konko Daijin to bestow divine blessings and teach those who pray. The Kami need humanity, as the humanity needs Kami. With this great truth, Kami will flourish and prosper to be assured from generation to generation. You all founders serve in mediation day and night, earning the forsaking, practice faith, receive blessings, and become one with Kami. You devote yourself to building Kami's wish that everyone be saved to become one Kami. Kami praise you, Konko Daijin, for saving Kami and humanity. You comprehend the devotion left this physical world. On the day comes safely, Konko Daijin Day. Humbly give thanks to you for the mediation that we handed down from generation to generation. You decide the dare to in turn the way us pray for and why. We give you one this blessing and feel in this divine favor. Reflecting life will love and reverently praise your great virtue. 一度入れ、ワンフォーサワンプラス。一度入れ、ワンフォーサワンプラス。一度入れ、Please rise in prayer. Now, Mitama prayer. Prayer to page 12. Mitama prayer. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you will give in the gift of life, and this the gospel and this universe. You distribute duty to faithfully, each according to his form of years. You will be remembered eternally, alive and recalled from generation to generation. honor the foundation of society, and root to our families. Through the mysterious workings of the Kami, we enter the Konko faith. We walk the way of Konko Daijin, respecting the way of the divine parent. You may great merit through your faith, to take me to the world beyond, live to descendants. Of God's boundless loving favors, reveal you on the ancestral street of our homes, on divine spirit, who beseech you, stand by us, each and every one, receive the favor of coming, and help us to fulfill tasks as the people wait of helping. Take us, guide us, and reach us, that we may live to the way of faith, that we honey them to all generations, that we live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Take us, guide us, and reach us. Ancestor of Prayer, page 14. Dear become us, pray, everlasting, integral part of the divine parent of the universe. We pray the victim of our ancestors of family, as well as the victim of all people, for eternal peace and happiness. To you who have gone before us, we give thanks heartily for paving the way through hardship and the self-sacrifice, in order that we who are here today can receive all the benefits of endeavors. To you, O ancestral spirits, we gratefully acknowledge the protection and guidance which you have based upon us. We pray you continue to protect and guide us through our daily lives. We pray and realize and develop a divine virtue this and every day. Pray to the lay reverence Masayuki and Kikue Kodama. Pray to supplement page 14. Dear Reverend Masayuki and Kikue Kodama, as the founding ministers of the Konko Mission of Honolulu, we pray and honor the two of you for a lifetime of loving, healthy, renewing lives. You touch the lives of thousands of people and did incredible tasks in true believers become ministers. We turn for this faith in glory of Tenchi Kaneno Kamiya Coastal White Island. We thank you for endless praise and prolific mediation. We thank you for continuing to serve here in prayer and as mediators. We thank you for constantly watching over and guiding us. We thank you for love and commitment to love us. We ask you please receive our prayer in the hearts and this every day. As you continue to involve us, receive our heart in time with the joy and soundness, trying to defeat under frustration. Yes, please continue to guide and praise not only family, but also the ministers of the believers to the Honolulu, Kanapebe, Hilo, Wahiawa, Wailokewa proclamation. Lead the sisters moving upon me the most street for help and guidance. Please continue to support the inspired of Kunal, protect and serve the church of True established. Allow virtue to build in the halls to glory of Tenchi Kaneno Kami, and once again be able to night shine earthly. Much love, joy, and sincerity, we thank you. Ichido Haile Bar Fosa Langsa. Morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Let's say good morning each other next to you. Behind, back of you. How are you? And Kim, sorry, started late, technical problems, so 10 minutes late we started the service. I hope the people watching YouTube continue to try so they can attend it to YouTube. Well, last week I mentioned about George Floyd. It was pretty sad, but the founder said, we all beloved children, Kami-sama, when we were born, we received the body and spirit from Kami-sama. So we are saying we are beloved children. And we shouldn't have any discrimination, but we should respect the difference. So that's the founder's teaching. And that's very important for us. So it doesn't matter background, age, genders, or where you're from, or culture, or religions. We all beloved children. We receive the body and the spirit from Kami-sama. It's all same. And we just like a family, ohana. So that's important to understand. So how we can treat others may be different. We just need to learn. That's important. My experience that when I mentioned sometimes about when we moved to Hawaii, I live in the countryside. I didn't have too much opportunity to see, only see Japanese. And when I went back to Japan, arrived on the airport, I feel like funny. And I found out that because there's all Japanese around me. Over here, I mean, people from mainland, African American, there's many different Pacific Islanders. We can see many different people. So that's so used to. But when to Japan, only all Japanese looking. I feel funny. So I realized I cannot learn, diversity. If you stay the small closed area, it's very difficult to learn sometimes. So I'm glad that I learned that. So if you learn, we can move forward. So today, I'd like to share the story, today's Konko radio story this morning. That's good to the story talking about how important to communicate each other and trust, and also prayer. That's Reverend Moriyama, the story that when she visited the hospital because her auntie in the hospital, and there's one room with the 4 beds, so she visited and talked to everybody, hello, good morning. The one new patient, no response all the time. Whenever she talked to her name is Mrs. Sato, talked to her, she was 78 years old, and the Reverend Moriyama talked to her, good morning and good afternoon, no response at all. So she thought, oh, maybe she cannot, but actually, there's no even face expression. Usually, even though you cannot talk well, the patient can show good or bad, like face expression, like smile or kind of sad or mad, but no response at all. She wondered, but she continued. She liked to continue to communicate each person in the room. And 10 days later,
All of a sudden, somebody called her when she's about to leave the room. Can you do me a favor? And who that? And that's Mrs. Sato on the bed. She's a bedridden. So actually, the Reverend Moy was kind of happy. The first time she talked to her. So she closed to the bed and yes. And she said that, could you put this rail down and put me down the floor? And Reverend Moy was like, huh? What do you mean? The Mrs. Sato said, oh, I'm bedridden. I can do nothing for myself. I can do even for anybody else. I'm so useless. I decided to go back to Kami-sama. So he's being on the ground. I like to say thank you to my parents, my father and mother's gravesite, to visit the gravesite, to say thank you. And I will go back to Kami-sama. Kami-sama no moto ni kaeru to back to Kami-sama means I like to die. I want to go back to heaven or heaven earth or universe. I like to die already. And her face, the Miss Sato was so serious. And look at Reverend Moriyama. So very hard to respond. And the Reverend Moriyama want to say something, so pray. And she started to respond, Reverend Moriyama started to respond. You must be very, very, if you talk to me like that, we don't know too much each other, but you talk to me this, I'm very sorry that what happened to you must be very hard. You say Kami-sama, but I have a Kami-sama too. I have a face. My Kami-sama, I was taught from since little, Kami-sama support our life all the time. Kami-sama want to let us live all life on the earth. And the Kami-sama supported, try, do your best, be happy, and continue to support all the time and praying for us. So if I believe that Kami-sama, and if I listen to you, I feel like let my Kami-sama down. So that I don't want to listen your request now to only one life, and you want to give away, give up the life. So I cannot help. I cannot help it right now. So I come to this room every day, so that to see my auntie. So I like to listen to you. I like to learn more about you. And it's okay to decide by listening to your request, not after I learn about you. Please listen to you. That's her response, the Reverend Moriyama's response. So Mrs. Sato was quiet, but nodded, and with a full of tears. Since then, the next day, after Reverend Moriyama talked to her auntie, she go to Mrs. Sato and listen. So Mrs. Sato started to talk about her. When she was born, right after that, she lost her mother, and the stepmother took care of her. She lost her sister and her son at the same time, and she basically lonesome. She talked about her, Mrs. Sato talked about herself. Every day, Reverend Moriyama listened to her every day, and Reverend Moriyama realized that Mrs. Sato changed. She was very quiet. She's very, ill looking. But while talking, more like a face expression. She started to have a face expression. And then, even though she has a hard life, like she has a lot of debt, but she started to talk more. And actually, the blood circulation better. Her appetite came back. Even she was able to go to the bathroom. She became better and better while talking her story to Reverend Moriyama. She actually shut down herself. She was bedridden and she closed her mind even to family members. But Reverend Moriyama came and started to listen. So that changed her life. Mrs. Sato said that the day I talked to you changed my entire world. I met her, I met you, and I have actually started to enjoy the moment talking to her. Now, dear friend, Reverend Moriyama and then Mrs. Sato. That's why Reverend Moriyama mentioned about the name and the age, 78 years old. Mrs. Sato started to talk to her, to people around her in the room, nurses, and they said thank you to people and enjoy the meals, the hospital meals. She said, "Oh, thank you. It was delicious." And there's the flowers. So she noticed that there's the beautifulness. So she changed. She thank you to her family members, and she never said that I like to go back to Kami-sama anymore. Since then, that's a story. This radio program this morning, that Reverend Moriyama wanted to help the person. She knew that's something wrong because she doesn't talk at all, no face expression, nothing. So she continued to communicate her. It's kind of one way because she talked to her, "Good morning, how are you? Bye bye, I go home." No response for 10 days. It's not easy. Yeah, sometimes you try to communicate, but the people don't respond to you or ignore you. But she continued. And then Mrs. Sato had a favor that I'd like to die already. So she asked her to help her to die. Well, of course, cannot say yes or no, but she decided before Reverend Moriyama decided to say yes or no, but actually listen to her. So that's helped Mrs. Sato. That's important to communicate. Communication is important. Also listening and the trust. I want to help the person. And Kami-sama can help her. The fourth Konko-sama always said, communication is important, and also communication is actually listening each other. Sometimes we try to convince each other, but no, we listen to each other. That's very important. It's okay to difference, just like cooking. I read the article that we're just like the different opinion, different religion, just like a different ingredient to cook the delicious food. You have like a salt, black pepper or sugar, and many ingredients we need. If only on one ingredient, the food is not attractive. But we have so many different ingredients. Even we have like a hidden ingredient, so that This is so delicious. So it's good to have a different opinion, but we need to listen to each other. So we understand each other. That's for Konko-sama, and we have a Kami's heart. We receive Kami-sama, body and the soul from Kami-sama, so we can understand each other. Maybe different, but we can understand. We understand we are different, rather than you wrong, you different from me, you have to change. We don't need to do so. We understand if they can decide to change, we can decide to change. But we can understand each other. So that's very important to have an ayokake relationship. Ayokake relationship, we have to respect each other so that we can help each other. If we understand, even though we're different, we can work together. We can respect each other. We can move forward. It's a big difference. If we don't have that, we stay the same place and maybe argue over and over. And Kami-sama is not happy. To make Kami-sama happy, understand, communicate better, understand and respect. So that this Reverend Moriyama, listened to Mrs. Sado, and so different. She want to die, Reverend Moriyama want to help. And Reverend listen, and the change is better. Kami-sama working here so that Mrs. Sato was saved. And actually, because she was saved, the family member must be saved too. So everybody is happy, including Kami-sama. Thank you very much. I'd like to conclude today. I'd like to recite 10 Successive closing prayer. Thank you. Recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke. Page 6. Ikigami Konko Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Isshin ni Negae Kage wa Onya no Koru ni Ari Kongetsu Konnichi de Tanomei. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami, the blessing to begin within. Hearts grateful and caring, young in joy, love to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray. Closing prayer, page 15. Dear divine parent of the universe, we are deeply grateful for the remediation. We offer heartfelt gratitude for divine blessings, material, spiritual, temporary, and eternal. We pray divine favor be granted to one and all, each and every day.
Today, we have a board of directors meeting after this. Then we have a committee. Yes. So, servicing Chinese non-life, please rise to a goal.
And Givers brought the pastry for board meeting. I think we have enough for pastry to deliver.
Did you get your mother's? All right, your first up. Straight. All right, today. How come you have your nose isn't bleeding? You have a runny nose?